Roots. This is your service for soil and soul this Sunday. Last week I was talking about when things go wrong, and this week I've had quite an interesting week where things have gone far from what I expected. I wrote the service for today and I wrote it on Sunday last week, and somehow between Sunday and Sunday it's gone, it's vanished. And I was so sure that everything was fine, as it is, always is. I have spent a week uploading the book and getting everything ready so it gets self-published and is released today. So, what an interesting week this has been. It's weird saying that. So what an interesting week this has been. I love to be organised and I love to show up and serve, but sometimes serving is really important to serve from a place that's real, real, like your phone, your mum's notifications coming up on your phone that she gave you while you're talking and trying to think. I'm not trying to think. I am. I'm thinking. So, yeah, it's about being real. And, it's all very well and good me talking about when things go wrong and what we can do. But I also feel it's important to show up and say, when things don't go right, as in the way that it's an interesting one, because I feel that everything's exactly as it should be and everything's right. Everything, no matter what. And when things don't go as I expected them to or as I have planned, then I'm cut, because I'm like, okay, so I thought they'd just go somewhere else. So I recognise that I'm grieving, right? So and you think, grief, how can you grieve? It's just something that's got. This is the thing. Anytime we're really sure that there's something familiar that we used to, and we've got our expectations around it, we get caught. That's the catch point. That's where we're like, whoa. So I did write the service and I did put it safe. I started trying to write with AI this morning and thought, what are you doing? So I went for a walk. I come back, I put the kettle on, made a cup of tea, put the cup of tea down and came to the hammock at the top of Creative Roots. Because it's so important to say to you all, just because I'm a minister doesn't make me superhuman. I'm a human being living a lived experience just like every single one of you. I get so many synchronicities, so many blessings. I've got from 0 to here. But what is 0? What's your 0 point? And it's the new year, new calendar year. It's not there's many new years. There's a new year every day you wake up and you can say, well, I started my year today. And then there's the Chinese New Year. We're not quite there yet. We're heading towards the year of the horse. It's been the year of the snake. And this is the last bit where we're encouraged, invited to shed what no longer serves us and keep revising and reviewing and revisiting what we got. So we're ready to go with that horse, and we're powered horsepower as we move forward. after the 17th of Feb. But we've also got the calendar year, which is this calendar that we've got that most people in the world follow. We've got the Mayan calendar. We've got so many calendars out there. It can get confusing. I tend to go by the Celtic or pagan calendar, which says that there's kind of like 8 major points in a year, and they're all to do with the seasons. And that's what life is. It's about going with nature, life, the flow, reasons, seasons, lifetimes, everything's in cycles. So that calendar suits me best. It might not suit you best. And going with the flow, you find which one resonates with you. So going with the flow this morning, I recognised that, it's my daughter's birthday. So it's not so easy when we're not with people we want to be with. I'm not sure why we put so much attachment on one date, because every day she's alive is a blessing, one that I'm so grateful for. And to think that 25 years ago today, at 1:40 in the morning, my incredible body consort birthed something so incredibly perfect that continues to be perfect each and every day. And she is a perfectly imperfect human, just like every single one of us, with our good days and our bad days. But are there really good days or bad days at all? I don't know. Everything's down to perspective. And that's why I want to serve you by, is through reminding you all it's about perspective, because perspective today is a celebration that she has made like 25 years of living in this world, which by anyone's standards an incredible thing to make 25 years of living. And to recognize that my nan, she's made 90 years of living. And here I am in the middle. And every day offers us new challenges. And how do we meet these challenges that show up? If we say, well, I'm done, I've had enough, are we learning? Are we growing? Like, you look at these trees, like I'm sat on the hammock here, these trees have been growing, and they're not straight, they're not perfect, but they're perfect. Every single tree that's around me, there's so many trees, not one of them's the same. There might be cork oaks and olive trees and bramble bushes and apple trees and so on, but every single tree, even the same, I don't know, what do you call them, genres? Like, there's different types of olive trees, orange trees. But they're all just so perfect. All the different cracks, all the different broken branches, all the bits of dead branches, all the incredible leaves, all the different shades of green. 50 shades of green, man. It's like an incredible place to be. And just a reminder that, like Ram Dass said, you looked at all the trees, and if these trees were people, like, as trees, we're so accepting of them, misshapen bits, the dead bits, the alive bits, the We don't look at that tree and go, that's disabled. That's not right. We just go, oh, wow, that's cool. Or look at how that tree's managed to grow in that rock. And, look at how that trees managed to find life in somewhere where I didn't even think it would get life. And we look at human beings. Do we manage to hold that same lack of judgment, lack of criticism, that acceptance for it is how it is and it's beautiful? There's so many perfections in the imperfections. We look at the sky right now, it's a grey sky. And isn't it beautiful? And yet, the grey could clear away, or it might have patches of blue somewhere. If we painted the scene, we'd paint it as it is maybe, or would we try and make it look better? And is there any way of making something look better than it actually really is? Because let's face it, we're here, we're alive, and we're making it through, we're getting through new days, we're learning new things, we're doing things that maybe we couldn't do yesterday. New Year's encourage New Year resolutions, and people start thinking, oh, I'll start the gym and stuff, and I'll start my diet. How many short-term answers, we've got a long-term goal, but it's going to be short-term because our diet and our gym and things, have we made it into a lifestyle choice? Is gratitude our lifestyle choice? When things go a bit unexpected, like my book and all the work that I've been doing and redoing, wow, like, it's incredible. Am I grateful? Yes. I am so grateful that I have got eyes to see this book. I'm so grateful that I've been through all the experiences I've ever been through so that I could write how I didn't get caught in a funk, how I didn't get funked off, and how even when I did get funked off, I managed to rise above it eventually. And how by looking in nature, I got so many answers to the questions that I didn't know the answers to, because nature, so within, so without, which means that nature is a reflection of you, and how you grow is the same for nature too. Nature has seasons, has reasons for growing in places. Sometimes it doesn't suit, where we're born doesn't make us who we are, doesn't tell us just because we're born there we'll stay there forever. We haven't got trees, we can move. And like roots, we haven't got roots, we're not trees, we can move. And in moving, we get to choose our environment. We get to choose ways of cheering ourselves up, bringing ourselves out of the funk, and raising those chemicals that are going on in our brain. Because when things go wrong, or appear to go wrong, shall we say, and things are appearing that they're going wrong, we don't know. But every time, I tell you, every time in my life where something has appeared to go wrong, whether it's the stroke or when I nearly lost my leg and I said I was either going to lose my leg or die. Well, I'm alive and I got 2 legs, so I'm, winner. But how do we know what something's going to be? People can tell us, we can assume. We don't know. But every time I've grown from something and things have got better and better and better, I sit here today in an incredible space that is Creative Roots. And I'm so grateful, because I never knew that it was possible to be a landowner. I thought, oh, what would it be like if, what would it be like if I had land, if I could live somewhere? And eventually I got to believing that it was possible. And then it happened, and here I am. But while I was caught up in the systems, and when I say the systems, I'm caught up in my own belief systems. What is the matrix? The matrix is a whole system of belief systems where we're caught up in what we think we know, and we're grieving because we think it should be better, or think it should be different, or think blaming and shaming and feeling guilty and stuff. That stuff does not raise our vibe. And if we want to move away from raising our vibe and just look at science, we want to raise our body chemicals so that they're doing something that serves us. And when we're in a system where we feel stuck, we feel trapped, therefore we feel threatened. And when we feel threatened, we're not able to perform as well as we could do if we thought we were free. But freedom is a state of mind. So perspective, where's your state of mind? Do you know how much potential you contain inside you? There's some trees that you can look at. I've got none immediately here because I came away from the track in case someone walked out past, because I got paws with me. But there's trees that are they're like lying across the floor because for years they've not been able to see the light. And it's like that in life. Sometimes in life we are virtually stuck, prostrate on the floor, either waiting for some way in which we're going to check out, or waiting for some new miracle to happen so we can get out of the situation we're in. And the world seems so dark. But we're able to overcome this through our perspective. Some of the lowest times of our lives, we get to come back to ourselves and go, what if it gets better than this? That was the service a couple of weeks ago. It's all the same thing, because what if it gets better than this? We're still here, we're still alive, we're still going. And what can we do to make today better than it already is? Like, I've got up. Yes, the service has vanished. I'm showing up. And I'm so grateful that I've been able to show up to serve, because that's what I'm here to do. I didn't go through all what I went through for no reason. It doesn't make it right. It doesn't make it any less challenging. What it does is I recognize things that will serve other people. What's my why? My why is serving. I just want to serve because no one should feel alone. No one should be feeling in so much pain and feeling like they've not got someone to talk to, someone to connect with. And that's what I've wanted all my life. But now I've got people that I can connect with, and I have people that I trust. And it's only because I started letting people in. And I reckon now that because of these things that I've been able to do, these things that I've been able to overcome, that I'm a lived experience of what's possible for people, what's possible, whether you've got cancer, whether diagnosis of cancer, whether you've got a diagnosis of anything, whether you've had a happening, maybe you've had a happening. We all have happenings in our lives, and things happen to us. And when things happen to us, it's not the thing that causes the trauma. No, it's how we're affected by it going forward. It's how that impacts our life after that day, from that day on. You know, we could have an accident or an incident where we hurt ourselves or are hurt, and how we are injured affects us going forward. And we can then get over that injury, and physically, maybe it keeps a mental something with us. And so it's really important to recognize that the power is within you. And as you move forward this year, recognize that you have all this potential in you, just like the seeds, just like the oaks, the acorns from the oak trees. I can't see one now; they're usually everywhere. But you know, you see all the oaks dropping the acorns, and each single seed holds so much information. It's how it's going to show up in the world, but how it grows, it tells it kind of what it is and gives it a blueprint. But how it grows, the environment it grows in, it's kind of up to it. It's for the seed, and you are the seed. It's up to you how you choose to grow, how you allow things to affect you. And if you're sick and tired of being sick and tired, like so many of us are, it's about coming back to yourself and saying, I'm not going to live like this anymore. Anymore. I'm going to change how I look at things. And you don't have to embrace any form of toxic positivity and pretend. No, you just have to get real and say, I'm not doing this anymore. How do I change where I'm at now? One little step that you can practice. And a practice isn't a perfect. I didn't get to today through making perfect. I got to today through screwing up over and over and over again. I got to today because I learn through my mistakes, their mistakes. We're able to use them to try again or have another go and be redirected into something way much more beautiful, way much more positive, that serves us. You know, we're not supposed to struggle in this life. We're supposed to look and feel into things and work our way forward with as little resistance as possible, which is why people like, well, the Tao, the Way, the Chow, whichever way you look at it, look up the Tao of Pooh. That's an interesting perspective of looking at the Tao Te Ching, the I Ching. And I find that book incredible because it's so written from the common ground we all stand upon, because we're all human beings, we're all experiencing life. And what is life? It's a lived experience. It's what are we sensing and what are we telling ourselves, the stories we tell ourselves. You know, if you tell yourself you can get better, maybe you can, you know, maybe you can. Maybe it's for you to get better, to heal yourself and move on to something else better and different to where you're at. And it are the ways of improving your life if you think it won't get better. I think you kind of get a bit stuck, because if you tell yourself one thing, then you're right. So if you tell yourself you're not going to get better, then it's your belief system, isn't it? Whereas if you say, how do I improve my quality of life just for today or just for this moment or for this next 5 minutes? And there are things out there that help you improve your quality of life, your way of living, and help you come back to who you really were before perspectives and stories and the belief systems, the BS we tell ourselves took over. And so, with that, I'd like to move into a prayer for today. I know most of you turn off at when I say prayer, and it doesn't matter what I say, because many of you have been hurt by religion. And let me explain something to you. Religion is, from what I can see, if we want to generalize, as well as the good things in it, there are good things about things that teach people how to love, but there are also many things that really don't serve, you know. And beneath every religion that I've ever looked at has been the one love. And how, if it's loving, then love serves. Love doesn't withhold. Love's generous. Love's curious. Love's caring. Love's compassionate. Love's beyond all understanding. So if you look at love like that, love doesn't start wars. Love doesn't use religion or excuses to harm. It doesn't harm. It doesn't hurt. It doesn't. There's so many things. It doesn't hate. Love is this incredible thing that we contain in each and every one of us. Everything we grieve is because we once loved that something. Even the things we didn't love, we loved the familiarity of it. And so when I pray, I'm praying for, as an act of me talking and spelling something into existence. It's speaking words into being through universal law of cause and effect, of radiance, because I'm radiating out what I believe that I want to see in the world and what I believe is happening. And I'm speaking to the something higher than my vulnerable self. I'm not doing that whole religion thing, generalizing, where things in religion tend to tell you that you've got to blame people, blame yourselves, and drive yourself mad, and feel dead bad because you should have done it better. Nah. Love is beyond all understanding. And beyond all understanding says, I love you right now, no matter where you are, no matter who you are, no matter how you are. And I understand that some things are hurting and that sucks. And I also understand that regardless of what you've ever been through, that I know that life happens to you and through you. And therefore you have the power and potential within you to move from this state of being into a newer, truer state of being that serves. And with this, I pray. I am grateful, so grateful that we can come and connect today in absolute truth. I am so grateful for the rawness and the realness of being here and being present with these people. I am so grateful for right use of the internet. This isn't about consumerism, it's just about presence. And I'm so grateful for the presence that I'm able to give people. And I'm also so grateful for the presence there's never an absence. And I realize that presence there's never an absence is present everywhere, in all ways, always. And I recognize that presence is such an incredible presence. It's loving, it's caring, it's compassionate, it's generous, and it's just circulating love, always supporting us, always recognizing that no matter what, we can move past where we were and where we are now into something better, something newer, something truer, and step away from that wasn't serving us any longer. And we can shed those skins that kept us tight and kept us constricted, as we step forward slowly, gently into the newer, truer way of being. And I'm so thankful for this day, for this connection, for this community, for being able to show up, to being able to serve, to be able to support people, to find this, not just find, but to show the human in humanity, to bring the peace into the peace of mind as we move forward. I am so grateful and so thankful for this day and every day, no matter what. I'm sending so much love to you all, knowing that you all contain this power, this presence, this potential, and this ability to move. I release these words knowing they are good, knowing they will serve, knowing they will bring the humanness back to humanity, and releasing the power and potential within each and every person within the sound of my voice. And so it is, and so it will be, now and forever. Aho. Amen. Ashe. Shalom. So grateful for being able to pray with you today. And I like to bring in an affirmation, but I'd like to send you back to the video and say, what if things get better than this affirmation? Because what if things get better than this, you know? And remind you that we are a community of connected people. How are we connected? Through the internet, through the air that we breathe, through the water that we drink, you know? The water on this planet is the same water that's been here for all these years, thousands and thousands of years, and we're all drinking the same water. We're all breathing the same air. Everything's just moving and flowing. There's no lack, there's no limitation. It's unlimited. So, recognizing that fact, what if things get better than this? Because things really do, things really will. And to also encourage you to circulate. If this serves you, subscribe, right? Because subscription matters. Why does it matter? Why does it help? One, it helps because it's free, so you'd always be able to come back to this service or go check out other services. It's free and it gives you loads of meditations and loads of different support videos for, I don't know, there's 800 odd videos, nearly 900 videos of things that actually were created to serve humanity. And there might be something, there's likely something in there that can really support you in your personal growth and development through presence of that video. There's things that make you laugh, and we all need things to laugh about. Subscribing also helps me to help more people see us. I know over 42 countries people watch our Sunday service, and that's incredible for one person in an incredibly beautiful place that's being created, Creative Roots in Portugal. So, you know, this is the difference we can make within our world. Let's be pro peace going forward and not allow the things that are happening in the present moment or that happened in the past to prevent us from reaching our true potential, our peaceful potential, so we can be the change we wish to see on the planet. So I ask you to subscribe if you're able to. If you've not done, please do. I now leave you with a blessing for this week. May you be safe. May you find happiness. May you find peace beyond all understanding, and may you connect into your true power and potential that's right here, right now, right within you. And I know this to be so true. There is no doubt in my mind each one of us has this power and potential. So may you reconnect to this part within you and find that passion, so you can move forward from today, perceiving the world more gently, more compassionately, more kindly even. And also may you meet yourself with much more mercy and compassion than you ever before in your life. Sending so much love to you all. Thank you so much for joining me. I love you so much. Take care. Namaste. Oh.